Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a really important Radio Free Wall Street. Now, what is very common in the markets is that major events happen, and it takes the markets a long time to understand those events, catalog them, figure them into the equation, and react to them. We had an event with two things. That was the new book disclosing the White House in complete disarray, Donald Trump a loser, boozer, drug user, and a traitor and a piece of shit. If you don't accept that, then you're a fool, and your fool will make a fool out of you. But basically, I'm singing to the choir because most of you have figured it out. It took us a while, but people remember there's the learning curve. The people who are ahead of the curve will learn quickly, make the most money. The ones who go, oh yeah, the market collapsed and I lost my house and my real estate, and that's 2009. It's like you got wiped out. And if you said, this is a real estate bubble, I think I'm going to get out and take profits on my property right now, and you were there in 2006 and you got out, you go, sure glad I sold out. Look at the profit I made. I'm going to buy this stuff back in 10 cents on the dollar. So people come to the conclusion, but the difference between the fool is, well, you got to prove it to me because I'm not sure. I don't see proof. Fox News. So that's just an idiot. And an idiot, you can tell if someone's an idiot because most of the time there's a direct correlation between a person's intelligence and their wealth. Okay, direct correlation. The higher the IQ individuals, normally the more money. And people who don't take risks, people who don't work hard normally don't do well. You already know that. So the guy that's driving a pickup truck and runs out of the factory at 5 o'clock to head down to the bar, and the world's all fucked up here, buddy. Yeah, Lou, what do you think? Yeah, give me another double scotch. Well, he's not going to have a life. And the guy goes, well, I'm going to my garage now, and I'm going to restore this old car, and I've got a farm going on here. I'm going to run some cattle. I think I'm going to innovate in my business. I think I'm going to invest. These ultimately do well. You have your setbacks in life. So there's a direct relationship. Now, anybody who's poor in America, be it white, black, brown, yellow, green, all over, covered with goo, has no one to blame but themselves. It's the most prosperous time ever. Vast amounts of money created, but that's over. Wealth is created during Great Depressions, but it's by the few, and it's the ones who understand a wipeout and the psychology behind it. Now, I really don't give a shit. I really don't give a rat's ass about a deep state conspiracy. I give a shit about Trump and give a shit about what he wants to pinch and all that crazy shit, how much coke he wants to snort. But what I want to do is understand my enemy, and anyone who's bringing down the U.S. economy, anyone who's a traitor like Donald Trump is my enemy. And I'm not part of the CIA. I'm not part of executive action. I'm not in a deep state. I'm just a humble trader, and I think this is worth $1 billion to our group, okay? Seriously. Now, we got an op-ed in the New York Times, which is credible. It's coordinated by reports we've heard from other people, and it's coordinated by the new book. So this is now, as far as it's settled business. Well, I'm not sure. You can't prove that. You can't prove that. Well, go jerk off in the corner. You can't prove it, okay? Go take your beer, take your pot, legal now, so you can tell it's medical marijuana. Go snort your shit, take your oids, and leave me alone. I'm talking to smart people. It's settled business. The guy's a piece of shit. We know he's a piece of shit. And now we found out the extent of it. I am part of the resistance inside the administration. I work for the president, but like-minded colleagues and I have vowed to thwart parts of his agenda and his worst inclinations. President Trump is facing a test to his presidency unlike any faced by a modern American leader. It's not just that the special counsel looms large. Let me tell you, the special counsel going to dick him in the ass really big. Or that the country is bitterly divided over Mr. Trump's leadership. Or even that his party might well lose the House to an opposition hell-bent on his downfall. That's exactly what's going to happen. Pay attention. The dilemma, which he does not fully grasp, hear this part. Now, this is somebody who is in the White House. I know who it is, by the way, and I'm not at liberty to tell you just yet. But I've got confirmed from reliable sources who this is. And the person is a loyal patriot, proven stripes, and a powerful figure. Before he went into administration, and a great man, a great American. And, sir, I salute you, and I have the deepest respect for you. And I know you're willing to pay a horrible price, but Trump has to be stopped. So there are great people in America. You know what makes America great again? Just talking to a friend of mine. I've been in these banana republic shitholes, okay? And you got these people that move up in the military ranks. And normally they're really very poor people, okay? And money is everything for them. I haven't met one yet that's not corruptible, piece of shit, murderer, drug runner, okay? And what makes America different is that we really have a military full of honorable people. They really believe that shit about morality, the honor of the uniform, patriotism. They understand the use of force, and they understand it's a terrible thing, and they don't pride themselves in raping, pillaging, and plundering. And America's the only army that goes in there. The people welcome them. They don't rape, they don't pillage, they don't plunder. They go in, they do their job, they get out, and they try to make the casualties as little as possible. America is the only great army that has occupied vast amounts of land and hidden it back, okay? And it's made of the military. And Donald Trump, who uses them as props, is a piece of shit draft dodger, 5 times bone spurs, okay? So let's go on. Mr. Trump leadership, it is not just that the special counsel looms large, or that the country is bitterly divided over Mr. Trump's leadership, or even that his party might well lose the House to an opposition hell-bent on his downfall. The dilemma, which he does not fully grasp, is that many of the senior officials in his own administration are working diligently from within to frustrate parts of his agenda and his worst inclinations. I would know I am one of them. To be clear, ours is not the popular resistance of the left. These are right-wingers, most of these people, by the way, my friends. We want the administration to succeed and think that many of its policies have already made America safer and more prosperous. But we believe our first duty is to the country. Amen, amen, amen. And the president continues to act in a manner that is detrimental to the health of our republic. This is someone from the inside, handpicked by Donald Trump. The president continues to act in a manner that is detrimental to the health of our republic, and he does. Someone should be taken out of office. This is why many Trump appointees have vowed to do what we can to preserve our democratic institutions while thwarting Mr. Trump's more misguided impulses until he is out of office. Are you hearing these words? These are the words of a revolution. These are words of a police state. These are words of a dictator. And these are words of loyal people to try to stop him. By the way, the president's a very... they're very, very, very delicate situation. Trump is very powerful. He's out of control. He's capable of doing anything. You have been warned. The root of the problem is the president's immorality. Anyone who works with him knows he is not more than any discernible first principle that guides decision making. In other words, he's a whoremonger, he's a liar, he's a thief, he's a piece of shit. Okay? He has no belief in God. He has no 10 Commandments. He has no moral code. He has no sense of right or wrong. And that, my friend, is a real problem. Although he's elected as a Republican, the president shows little affinity for ideals long espoused by conservatives, free minds, free markets, and free people. He is a dictator. He was a lifelong lefty limousine liberal, and you've been fooled. At best, he has invoked these ideas in scripted settings. That's at best. At worst, he has attacked them outright. In addition to his mass marketing of the notion that the press is the enemy of the people, President Trump's impulses are generally anti-trade and anti-democratic. Are you hearing these words from a great person? God, how well written this is. God. Don't get me wrong. There are bright spots that the near ceaseless negative coverage administration fails to capture. Effective deregulation, historic tax reform, or more robust multilateral more. Let me say this: the person that's writing this is not an economist. The deregulation is a joke. The tax reform was a tax break for the billionaires, but you're not expected. But you know what this is a person that's giving their opinion, and you got to respect it. But listen to this: these successes have come despite, not because of, the president's leadership style, which is impetus, adversarial, petty, and ineffective. Are you hearing these words? Please embrace them. From the White House, the executive branch departments and agencies, senior officials will privately admit that they daily disbelieve at the commander-in-chief's comments and actions. Most are working to insulate their operations from his whims. Oh my God, oh my God. Meetings with him veer off topic and off the rails. He engages in repetitive rants, and his impulsiveness results in half-baked, ill-informed, and occasionally reckless decisions that have to be walled back. Now, you understand, this is the guy with the nuclear power. This is the guy with the nuclear trigger. This is the most powerful man in the world, okay? I want you to think about this. There is literally no telling whether he might change his mind from 1 minute to the next, a top official complained to me recently, exacerbated by an Oval Office meeting at which the president flip-flopped on a major policy decision he made only a week earlier. The erratic behavior would be more concerning if it weren't for unsung heroes in and around the White House. Some of his aides have been cast as villains by the media, but in private, they have gone to great lengths to keep his decisions contained in the West Wing, though they are clearly not always successful. It may be cold comfort in this chaotic era, but Americans should know that there are adults in the room. We fully recognize what is happening, and we are trying to do what is right, even when Donald Trump won't. The result is a two-track presidency. Take foreign policy. In public and in private, Donald Trump shows a preference for autocrats and dictators, such as President Vladimir Putin of Russia and North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, and displays little genuine appreciation for the ties that bind us to allied, like-minded nations. Astute observers have noted, though, that the rest of the administration is operating on another track, one where countries like Russia are called out for meddling and punished accordingly, and where allies around the world are engaged as peers rather than ridiculed as rivals. On Russia, for instance, the president was reluctant to expel so many of Mr. Putin's spies as punishment for the poisoning of a former Russian spy in Britain. He complained for weeks about senior staff members letting him get boxed into further confrontation with Russia, and expressed frustration that the United States continued to impose sanctions on the country for its malign behavior. But his national security team knew better, God bless them. Such actions have to be taken to hold Moscow accountable. You see, when they got a picture of blondes pissing on you and squatting in your face and all that kinky shit, you're a Manchurian candidate, and you've got to go along with Vladimir Putin. When the Russian mob has laundered billions of dollars and given you hundreds of millions, they own you. This isn't the work of the so-called deep state. It's the work of the SETI state. It's the work of the patriotism on adding. Given the instability many witnessed, there were early whispers within the cabinet of invoking the 25th Amendment, which would start a complex process for removing the president. But no one wanted to precipitate a constitutional crisis. So we will do what we can to steer the administration in the right direction until one way or another it's over. Hear these words and don't be fooled by bullshit, by Hannity, by Fox News, because this is going to be your money, this is going to be your freedom, this is going to be your assets, and let me tell you, you're going to make you very rich or very poor. Let me read it to you again. But no one wanted to participate in a constitutional crisis. So we will do what we can to steer the administration in the right direction until one way or another it's over. And I am told that another may be a viable alternative. The bigger concerns is not what Mr. Trump has done to the presidency, but rather what we as a nation have allowed him to do to us. Oh, my God. The bigger concerns is not what Mr. Trump has done to the presidency, but rather what we as a nation have allowed him to do for us. Make America great again. Get in the coal mine. Oh, steel great again. All that bullshit. People swallowed it, and they cheered. Oh. We have sunk low with him and allowed our discourse to be stripped of civility. Senator John McCain, that's a great man, put it best in his farewell letter. All Americans should heed his words and break free of the tribalism trap with the high aim of uniting through our shared values and our love of this great nation. We may no longer have Senator McCain, but we will always have his example. A lodestar for restoring honor to public life in our national dialogue. Mr. Trump may fear such honorable men, but we should revere them. There is a quiet resistance for the administration of people choosing to put the country first. But the real difficulty made by everyday citizens, but the real difference we made by everyday citizens rising above politics, reaching across the aisles and resolving to shed the labels in favor of single one Americans. The writer is a senior official in the Trump administration, and all I can say is what a great person, and I thank you and I thank God for what you've done. And now I really want you to embrace those words. I'm going to publish them. And all I can tell you is he's a living piece of shit. He's a traitor. He is absolutely, positively the Manchurian candidate. And America faces its darkest hour in crisis. And I have sworn to get you through the Great Depression. It's going to be called the Trump Depression, and I'll make you rich. I don't know how. I don't know how this unfolds, but I'm really damn smart. I've been through every major stock market wipeout since I was 24 years old. I've traded them successfully, and I'm telling you, this guy is a piece of shit. He's a loser boozer. He's a Manchurian content. I can think of nothing, no redeeming quality he has. And anything he's done right, he's done by accident. And he needs to be gone. He needs to be out of office. And we can't stand him even to finish out his first term. I am part of the resistance inside the Trump administration. I work for the president, but like-minded colleagues and I have vowed to throw out parts of his agenda and his worst inclinations. And I God bless you people, and I thank you for what you're doing. And may God be with you, because Donald Trump says they're traitors, and he wants to know if they're vetted, and he wants them prosecuted, and that's how dictators react to opposition. Are you hearing me? Are you understanding this? I'm going to end the webcast now. I have nothing that I can add to that eloquent dissertation except to tell you to embrace it, love it, understand it, prepare for it. And thank God we have loyal Americans, real patriots, not these bullshit bumper sticker assholes. And God bless America, and I hope we survive Donald Trump. Bye-bye.